Very good morning, students. Today we are going to study the fourth and last part of third chapter, that is drainage of India. We will start. River Rivers in India are largely classified according to their source region into Himalayan and Peninsular rivers. So in our India, two river systems we can find. The rivers which is originate in Himalaya are called Himalayan rivers, like Ganga, Indus river, etc. And downside Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, these are the peninsular rivers. First we will study the Himalayan drainage. Most of the major rivers in the Himalaya originate from various glaciers. So in the Himalaya there are many glaciers, and from that glaciers major rivers are originates. In summers, when glacier melt, the discharge of water increases in summer. They flood during monsoons too. They are perennial rivers. So here it is said that in the rivers originated in the glaciers, they are having discharge in summers, because in the summer the glacier melt and the river they get its discharge. Same and in the rainy season, because of rain there is already water, and due to that a flood like situation is there in the monsoon season. So these rivers are perennial rivers. Perennial means what? The river having discharge 12 months throughout the year, the river receives the water, so that are perennial rivers. The drainage covers two major river system, as Sindhu river system and Ganga river system. Sindhu and its tributaries. So Sindhu river system and Ganga river system, the two major river systems are there in our country. We will study first. Sindhu means Indus river. Sindhu and its tributaries we will study first. See, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi and Satluj, Bias, these are the five tributaries. Drain the western Himalayas, that they flow through the states of Jammu and Kashmir. They flow almost parallel to each other. So you can see here. See, Indus, Jhelum, Ravi, Chenab, Bias, so Satluj, these rivers are flowing parallel to each other. So they are flowing from the states Jammu and Kashmir. A major tributary system of river Sindhu, the Satluj, originate near Mansarovar and flow westwards. So river Satluj, now just we have seen now upside. So this is the river Satluj. It originate near Mansarovar. So here is the Mansarovar. So river Satluj, we are talking about this river Satluj. Punjab plains have formed the depositional work of this river and its tributaries. Sindhu flows through Pakistan and then meets the Arabian Sea. So here say that Punjab plains are formed because of the depositional work of river Satluj. When the river is flowing, that time river and its tributaries, they deposit all the sediments which brought by that river. Sediment means all sand, rock, particles, clay, that all sand particles, that everything is deposited, and in this way Punjab plains are formed. That plains area is very fertile, it is good for the agriculture. So Punjab plains are formed due to the depositional work of river Satluj. So Sindhu river, it flows through the Pakistan, then it meets Arabian Sea. Now we'll study next river. The river Ganga originated from the Gangotri glacier and crossed the Himalayas to become an east flowing river. Many tributaries of Ganga also flow in a similar manner. Yamuna originate at Yamunotri, is a major tributary of Ganga. So here see in the map, river Ganga is originated here. That name is Gangotri, and river Yamuna, it is originated at river Yamunotri. So see, Gangotri and Yamunotri, these are two places where river Ganga and Yamuna are originate. So river Ganga, that is flowing from the Himalaya, and it become the east flowing river. Yamuna is also tributary of river Ganga. Another major tributary of Ganga flow through the north part of the greater Himalayas, crosses the Himalayas to enter India. When it flow through the Himalaya is called Sangpo. When it cross the Himalaya, it is called Dihang, and its eastward flow thereafter is called Brahmaputra. From time to time, Ganga meets its tributaries, hence its discharge increases. Ganga receives Brahmaputra as its tributary in the lower reaches in Bangladesh. The huge volume of water and huge deposition has led to the formation of large delta. So here is see. Now you can see here. River Sangpo. So it is name in the Himalaya. So in the Tibet region, Tibet. So their name is river Sangpo. Then when it is crossing the Himalaya and entering to the Arunachal Pradesh, that time here that same river is getting the name river Dihang, and when it's coming to the eastward, then its name is river Brahmaputra. Means we are talking about the same river. Sangpo river, when it is in the Tibet, when it is in the Himalaya, then it's crossing the Himalaya, then its name is coming to the Arunachal Pradesh, name is river Dihang, and then eastward when it take coming, its name is Brahmaputra. Means Dihang, Sangpo, Brahmaputra is the name of the same river, river Brahmaputra. Now we are talking about river Brahmaputra. So that river, time to time the name has changed. From time to time, Ganga meets its tributaries, hence discharges increases. So Brahmaputra, like that, tributaries meeting to the river Ganga, and that's why the discharge of water is increases. Ganga receives Brahmaputra as its tributary in the lower reaches in the Bangladesh, and due to that delta is formed because of the tributaries like Brahmaputra. Depositional work took place, and due to that region delta has formed. Beside these Himalayan rivers, Ganga receives a number of tributaries from peninsula like Chambal, Ken, Betwa, Shon, Damodar, etc. So these also tributaries of river Ganga, but in the these are the tributaries from peninsula. Now we will study about the peninsula river. Peninsula river system can further be divided into east flowing and west flowing. Means east flowing means the rivers meeting to the Bay of Bengal, and west flowing means the rivers meeting to the Arabian Sea. The Western Ghat form a major water divide in the peninsula. So Western Ghat is very important. Because of that Western Ghat, rivers are divided. The peninsula river being rain fed rivers. seldom face the problem of flood. They are seasonal in nature. So peninsular rivers are seasonal. They are having water in rainy season, and means these are the seasonal rivers, means particular season, rainy and winter, they are having water, but in the summer these rivers are dried. So peninsular rivers are the seasonal rivers, seldom they are having flood problem. The west flowing rivers occupying the area between the Western Ghat and Arabian coastline are short in length but swift. So here it is said that west flowing rivers, they are area, they are between the Western Ghat and Arabian coastline. These rivers are short in length but swift in nature. This condition of short and swift river system exists in the states of Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra and southern Gujarat. Now see, the coastal rivers in the Kerala have long extending backwater near their mouth. So these near Kerala, there is backwater near the river's mouth. These water bodies are locally known as Kyalas. Further northward, one comes across the river system flowing in the Gulf of Khambat. North side we can find the river flowing to the Gulf of Khambat. These river systems are Tapi, Narmada, Mahi and Sabarmati. So that rivers are flowing toward the Gulf of Khambat. Tapi and Narmada flow slowly through rift valleys. Mahi river flow from northeast to southwest direction. So see, Tapi and Narmada, they are slowly flowing through the rift valley. Mahi river, that river flow from northeast to southwest direction, whereas river Sabarmati collects its headwater from southern slope of Arivali ranges. Headwater means what? Means river Sabarmati gets its water from Arivali ranges in somewhat north-south direction. Another noteworthy river of the catchment of Arabian Sea river is Luni. Now see, another river is Luni, that is originated along the western slopes of Arivali ranges and flow in somewhat northwest to southeast direction and flow into Gulf of Kutch. Luni river that originated in the western slopes of Arivali, and it somehow somewhat northwest to southeast direction they are flowing, and then afterwards Gulf of Kutch it enters. Rivers meeting the Bay of Bengal. Now we will study this. Most of the area of peninsula is drained by rivers flowing toward the Bay of Bengal. Now see, we are going to study the rivers which is meeting to the Bay of Bengal. Peninsula rivers. The important river system of this group are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Mahanadi basin occupies the northeastern part of peninsula. So see, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri, these are the peninsula rivers. Mahanadi basin occupies northeastern part of the peninsula. Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri originated in the eastern slopes of Western Ghat. Means Western Ghat के east slopes में ये rivers originate होते हैं. Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. River Godavari is the second largest river system of India in terms of the catchment area. So Godavari, that is the second largest river system in our India. To the south of Godavari is located the basin of river Krishna. Its major tributaries are Bhima and Tungabhadra. So Godavari's south side river Krishna basin is fine. Bhima and Tungabhadra are the tributaries of that river. River Kaveri basin flow through the states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Kaveri river basin is flowing through Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, that two states. It is one of the major rivers of peninsula. It is a river that has been harnessed for irrigation since a long time. So that river's water is used for the irrigation purpose since many years. So here our rivers drainage system in India is completed. We have seen Himalaya rivers and peninsular rivers. Again, peninsular rivers are divided into two that we have studied, meeting to the east side and meeting to the west flowing rivers and east flowing rivers. We have studied tributaries, and we have seen the rivers meeting to the Bay of Bengal. In this way, here we have completed our chapter number 3. Here additional information is given. The Chola king constructed a dam on the river Kaveri in the 2nd century AD near Tiruchirappalli and started irrigation in this deltic region. Till today, the dam and its channel are operational. Means the Chola king in the 2nd century AD built the dam at Tiruchirappalli. That dam is still used for irrigation purpose. So in this way we have completed here chapter. Thank you very much.